drainage. That will stay active throughout the day unless we get a little bit of shading. Watch out for spotting. It will still be out there. It's short range. It can increase with more clearing. All your fuels are ripe. They're basically critical conditions throughout, whether you're standing dead trees, brush, or even down in the lower ground, some of the oaks. So watch where your fire is, watch where it can flare up, and make sure you're looking across the line for any spots. Have a safe shift.
Branch and division work assignments.
Good morning, Tony Brownell, Incident Management Team 1, day operations for the South. She's active. She's starting to pick up. You see the sky. You already heard about it from the IMET and the fire behavior. It's starting to pick up. So moving in, talking about branch 20 and 25. This is going to continue to run up here. It's getting into some rocks. We're monitoring it. We're keeping an eye on it. We're keeping it in check when we can with aircraft. Around Huntington Lake, we're moving up into the wilderness area. I'm not real concerned about it. It's doing what we kind of want it to do. It's working its way up to that rock. Moving down into Romeo, they're making great progress. They're going to try to get around the China Peak area, but they're also starting to push dozers down towards the south. All these spots out here are ringed. We're looking good there, and we got good line around most of the stuff in this big pocket. They came out at Tamarack, and they're coming out Tamarack to push down and up to tie those back in, so we're making progress. Down into branch 29, it's a little bit more of a beast down there. The spot fire down here, we got line around it. It's looking good. We're going to continue to mop that up. We're still building line up north of the Rock Creek area to tie in with the stuff coming down to the south. Real heavy fuels and a spotting in there. There's a lot of spots out through the area, so we're just using the rocks, connecting the dots. The bottom of Whiskey, very remote, very rocky. So it's going to be hard to get the dozers in there, so we're probably going to be turning in the engine companies, strike teams, and to hand crews to start cutting some of that out. Moving down to the bottom of branch 29. So right now our biggest issue is in Zulu. The fire got up this morning and ran with the down canyon winds, 20 mile per hour sustained, and it's running down towards Jose Basin. We got a plan. We'll box it in. I'm not real concerned because the wind's going to probably shift back up once we get to up canyons. It's going to push it back in the fire. We'll catch that bottom section. But everything we have down there we want to keep. So if you're out there and you're at engine strike teams, go in there and mop that stuff up around the structures and keep what we have. All we're doing right now is connecting the dots. We're going to be here a while. It's a big fight. We'll connect the dots and we'll get around it. One thing I want to add, people are getting tired. The motions are starting to come into effect. We're starting to hear some bickering back and forth on the line and stuff. Keep in mind, as line officers and everybody out there, we're adults. We're one team. Doesn't matter what patch you're wearing. We're one team, one fight. Keep your attitudes up. Work through your differences, and let's get this thing out so we go home. Thank you.
Branch and division roll call.
Good morning, BJ Corey, Resource Unit Leader with Team 1. This will be the branch and division roll call for the South Zone. Individual resources will be done at your division breakouts. Branches and divisions, when you hear your name, please stand, face everybody in the back so everybody can see and hear you. And we will get started with branch 20, 25, Petro. Here. Covey, trainee. Here. November, Papa is Carpus. Here. Vision Romeo, Imlock. Here. And Dementi, trainee. We have a change in between Sierra and Uniform. Sierra is now Lowry. Here. And Uniform is Stevens. Here. Branch 29, Fields. Here. And Carter, trainee. Here. Victor Whiskey is Wade. Here. And Huff, trainee. Here. X-Ray Zulu, Scoville. Here. And Morris. On the line, thank you. And then contingency, McDougald. Thank you, everybody, and have a safe shift.
Just as a reminder to all of the division soups, we are in a cost apportionment incident. So if you refer to the finance page on page 27, there is a phone number there that you need to reconcile all of your resources on your 204s with cost apportionment. Additionally, we do have training set up, so if you're on the incident as a trainee, please see the training tech spec in the check-in room. Make sure you get credit for this assignment. Air operations.
Good morning. Matt Hill, Air Operations, CAL FIRE Team 1. So hopefully we'll have air attack over the fire. Depending on the visibility, we're going to get them up as soon as possible so we can support you folks on the ground. Fixed wing, we've got 4 Type 1s, 4 Type 3s, 1 VLAT on order. We also have a lead plane. For water droppers, we have 15 of them we're hoping to fly today, as many as we can. We also have a 24-hour medevac, which is Copter 407, and we have a couple mobile retardant bases. Please be patient with us. We're trying to get up, but the visibility has been our challenge. Also, in regards to any kind of support on the ground, make sure you're monitoring air to ground. And then make sure you're clear on the line if we have any fixed wing or helicopters above you. Make it a safe shift.
Safety.
Good morning, everybody. Brad Niven, Safety Trainee, Incident Command Team 1. Today's a lot like yesterday, which is a lot like the day before, which is a lot like last Thursday. The big thing, however, is at a drop of a hat, the trees out there, the fire behavior, it wants to seriously injure or kill you. Please, at all costs, avoid complacency. Keep our folks engaged, keep them busy, but make sure at the bottom of the line to make sure that they've got their head up and they're watching their surroundings. With that, make it a safe shift.
Communications.
Good morning, Tom Webb Communications. No change to the comm plan from the previous shifts. If you have any doubt if you have the correct radio load, please come by room number 5. That's where we're doing radio repairs and cloning. It's on the top level of the high school. We're open there from 0630 to 1830 for any radio needs, repairs for any of your vehicles or mobile radios. We are also streaming this briefing for anybody that's out in the parking areas. They should be able to pick it up. The QR codes are here in camp. Please share those with your crews. For cellular service up by Huntington Lake, Verizon's working pretty good. AT&T is working on getting their portable satellite or cellular unit up and running today, and that should improve the AT&T communications in that area. Have a good shift.
Medical.
Good morning, Matt Conroy, Med Unit Leader Trainee. Please turn to page 23 in your IAP for the medical plan. Note the procedures for line emergencies in box 6. Also note that if we do send anyone from your crew to the hospital, we really need someone from your agency to accompany the patient or to follow up. We do have ambulances staged at drop points 18 and 20. For any in-camp emergencies, please use the communications number that's listed in the upper right corner of your IAP. For any minor medical, we have CalMat in room 32 to provide treatment and supplies. Thank you and be safe.
Logistics.
Good morning, Jesse Morris, Logistics. If you could please turn to page 60 in your IAP, you'll find a facility map for all your logistical locations around camp. On page 24 are the hours of operations for all those logistical needs. On page 25, you'll find a CAL FIRE 101 form. This form is used for all items you may have left on the line or have gotten damaged or lost. You'll need a division group soup signature for those. And Chief Petro, if you could remind me how many lunches per person? That's right, 1 lunch per person. Those are 24-hour lunches. And if you could please continue to follow the traffic plan around camp and backhaul all your trash either with runners or make sure they get into the dumpsters around camp. Have a great shift. Thank you.
Information.
Good morning, Emily Smith, Public Information. If you'd like to join me on page 26 in the IAP in the Public Information section, and I have some numbers for you to write down. Our current acreage is 212,744 acres at 10% containment with 2,503 personnel assigned. You'll see the numbers at the top of the page to refer any media or public to. And please be mindful, we'd like you to adhere to the federal and CAL FIRE social media policies. We appreciate those that have come by the PIO shop to have your pictures and video content vetted, and we look forward to more of that coming our way. At the bottom is the mailing address. We ask if you're having mail sent here to please include your name and request number so we can find you. And we do have Lost and Found established in room 13. Thank you.
A resource advisor.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Joshua Cord. I'm the lead resource advisor. And over here in room 34, if you need me, I wanted to point out that here on page 35 of the IAP, we have an insert for you. And one of those things briefly here is this flagging that you see here. The white, blue, and black. Again, it's on page 35. This is an avoidance area flagging. So if you come across this while cutting in line and so forth, please avoid it. And then lastly for this morning, to continue doing a good job up there, and one of those really small things you can keep doing for us as resource advisors and for the local community is picking up that micro trash. That just leaves the area better than where we found it, and that'll go a long way down the road. Thank you.
Agency Administrator.
Good morning. I'm Kim Serini Wilson, Agency Administrator Trainee. Couple things while I was getting ready this morning. I went out to the fire yesterday, and when I got back, I spent a little time crying. But the great thing of that was at 10 o'clock, we had a cooperators meeting. I had at least 3 people come up and say, show me pictures showing that you guys saved their homes. I said that I thanked them for sharing that with me, and I wanted to share that with you because it wouldn't be possible if you guys hadn't done the work that you're doing. The other thing I thought about is strength. Strength comes from within as well as all you guys working together. So I hope you have a great shift, and thank you very much for what you're doing.
Unified Incident Commander.
All right, good morning. George Huang, Deputy Unified Incident Commander for IMT-1. Yesterday, with the folks that just went out to the line that's coming off, for you guys that are starting the line today, I talked about a couple things. And that was one was Crestman's General Store. And that store is one of the areas in the community that has a lot of history, built in 1904. And that family that lost that store also lost their home in the Pine Ridge area. Another thing that, as you read different events that are within this county, it's devastating. You hear about Caltrans CHP officers that have gone out to 168 and Woodland, took down the sign for the memorial for the dedication for our fallen Fresno County Sheriff's officer that was up there. These are little testaments that's going on throughout the county and the communities up here that shows why we're here. It's up to us to assist them to rebuild and bring this community back to where it's at. So as you guys go out there for your next operational period, continue to fight this fire, battle this monster, and remember, we're here to protect the communities, Big Creek, Huntington, Shaver, Auberry, and their entire mountain community. Great job and continue the great work. Thank you.
Thank you, Chief. Okay, breakout locations. Please wait till I'm done announcing them and before you start moving, because we do have new resources that need to get to their breakout locations. So to stage left, November Papa, followed by Romeo and Sierra Union. Back here by the cafeteria, we'll have Victor Whiskey, followed by X-Ray Zulu, and then over here in the corner of the red building here is Contingency. Turn your phones back on, turn your radios on, and have a safe shift. All unassigned resources, please see the resource unit leaders in the back waving their hands if you're not in the IAP.